HYBE is furious. The fandom is restless. The entertainment world is holding its breath, and the single question echoing across social media is growing louder with every passing hour. Is the brand new Protect HYBE.com portal about to make its first major strike by hunting down the people who spread AI-generated photos of Jungkook? Nobody expected that one manipulated picture could trigger such a massive digital earthquake, but perhaps that is exactly why the silence surrounding HYBE's next move feels so dangerous. Why would a company known for its direct responses suddenly go quiet at the very moment the internet begins spiraling with false narratives? Why did HYBE allow the actress's manager, someone outside their walls, to be the first to publicly debunk the rumor, while HYBE themselves said absolutely nothing? Is this silence accidental, or is it intentional, strategic, calculated? And if it is, what does that mean for whoever made that AI image in the first place? The scandal began like a whisper that somehow turned into a storm. A blurry AI-generated photo appeared online, showing Jungkook standing next to a South Korean actress in a pose that looked intimate enough to ignite dating rumors instantly. There was no disclaimer, no watermark, nothing that suggested the picture was artificial. At a glance, it looked shockingly real, too real, the kind of realism that modern AI imaging tools have made frighteningly easy to create. The image spread across anonymous accounts, then onto larger platforms, then into the global conversation within hours. Suddenly, millions of people were discussing a moment that never happened. By the time her manager stepped forward and said the photos were fake, the internet had already formed its own story. It did not matter that none of it was true. Perception was already contaminated. Fans felt a familiar frustration rising, the same frustration that has built up across every rumor targeting Jungkook since 2023. It did not feel like an accident anymore. It felt coordinated, repeated, targeted. Why Jungkook again? Why always Jungkook? Why do fabricated dating stories, AI edits, manipulated screenshots, and groundless allegations keep gravitating toward him? And more importantly, why wasn't anyone being held responsible? Why did the internet get to rewrite reality and walk away untouched every time? That frustration quickly transformed into something sharper when HYBE suddenly launched Protect HYBE.com. The timing was almost too perfect.
Un major HYBE scandale érupte.
The company stays silent. Then a new official website appears with a name that practically vibrates with intensity. Protect HYBE Corporation. Not request, not ask, not contact, but protect. The fandom immediately understood what that meant. This was not a suggestion. This was a defensive weapon. The website was not built like a communication page. It was built like a digital evidence vault, a portal for screenshots, usernames, threads, timelines, and metadata. A portal designed specifically to make legal action easier and faster than ever before. As soon as the site went live, fans started asking the same terrifying and thrilling question. Is Jungkook's AI photo scandal the very first case that HYBE plans to process through this portal? The speculation did not arise from thin air. The timeline fit too perfectly. The scandal hits. The actress's manager speaks. HYBE says nothing. The portal launches. The silence feels heavier. The mood shifts. The internet starts whispering, then shouting, then demanding answers. Because HYBE is not known for silence unless they are planning something serious. When HYBE prepares lawsuits, they do not announce it publicly until the work is done. They gather evidence quietly. They strike suddenly. They leave no warning. That is why this silence scares people. Army remembers the last time HYBE went quiet. They were preparing massive defamation lawsuits in 2021. They were building multi-year legal action against malicious commenters in 2022. They were gathering evidence on stalking, harassment, and personal attacks in 2023. Whenever HYBE disappears behind closed doors, the next announcement usually includes words like criminal complaint, prosecution, or legal consequences. So what does it mean now that HYBE has gone silent while Jungkook's AI image spreads across the internet like a virus? What does it mean that the silence coincided with the launch of a platform specifically designed for legal reporting? And what does it mean that fans have been begging for action for years, especially regarding Jungkook? Every hour, without a statement, feels like a ticking bomb. Whenever HYBE delays making a comment, fans feel another layer of meaning. It is as if the company is not ignoring the scandal, but instead watching it, recording it, analyzing it. Could they be tracking the original uploader? Could they be reviewing platform logs? Could they be working with cybersecurity teams behind the scenes? Could they be preparing a legal strike that the fandom will not even see until it hits? Nothing seems impossible now. The introduction of Protect, HYBE Corp calm intensified everything. The name alone felt like a threat, not a gentle one. Not hidden behind corporate politeness, but a direct, sharp declaration. This portal exists to protect. This portal exists to pursue. This portal exists to archive violations for the long haul. HYBE did not build this system for fun. They built it because something changed. Something in the digital landscape became so dangerous, so fast, that a new approach was necessary. AI manipulation became one of those dangers. The technology has evolved into something almost terrifying. An algorithm can now recreate a celebrity's face, voice, body, expression, and environment with near-perfect accuracy. A lie can now be visual. Visual lies spread faster than textual lies. A fake photo makes people believe what text cannot. And now that such technology is widely available, anyone with an agenda can fabricate a scandal in minutes. If this new era of AI fakery is left unchecked, the damage could be catastrophic. Not just for Jungkook, not just for BTS, not just for HYBE, but for the entire entertainment industry. Today, it is Jungkook caught in the crossfire of AI misuse. Tomorrow, it could be any idol, any actor, any public figure, any person. Fans know this, and that is why they reacted so strongly when the manipulated Jungkook image went viral. It hit a deeper fear, a fear that identity can be stolen, a fear that your face can lie without your permission, a fear that artificial scandals may one day overshadow real lives. HYBE's new portal feels like a shield against that future. The company did not only build a reporting system, they built a weaponized digital infrastructure, a centralized machine for collecting evidence, a central hub that can be used internationally. If HYBE chooses Jungkook's AI case as the first lawsuit through this system, it could send shockwaves across the entertainment world. It would be a sign that AI manipulation is not harmless. It is not entertainment. It is not a meme. It is a crime. It would warn every fan editor, every malicious user, every anonymous account that AI-generated harassment will not be tolerated. It could become the first major global legal precedent involving AI fabrication targeting a celebrity. But is this really what HYBE intends to do? That question is the center of every conversation right now. Fans are not guessing blindly. They have been tracking everything. They have noticed that several accounts that shared the AI photos suddenly went private. They have noticed that some posts were quietly deleted. They have noticed unusual edits in some statements. They have noticed that certain accounts stopped posting altogether. All of these signs suggest something bigger is brewing beneath the surface, and yet HYBE remains silent. That silence feels like the eye of the storm. Fans know that when HYBE finally speaks, the message will not be small. It will not be casual. It will not be soft. It will be decisive, sharp, and probably unforgiving. What's happening now is a waiting game. Everyone is watching. Reporters are watching. Agencies are watching. AI experts are watching. Legal teams are watching. Fans are watching obsessively. They check the portal daily. They check court filings. They check HYBE statements. They refresh news feeds. They prepare for impact. While waiting, they also feel a deep emotional weight because at the center of this entire scandal is Jungkook, a human being, not a digital puppet. Fans feel violated on his behalf. They feel protective. They feel the emotional impact of seeing his likeness misused and twisted into lies. AI did not just manipulate an image. It manipulated trust, safety, and the fragile connection between idols and the public. ARMY is not angry only because the photo was fake. They are angry because someone used technology to attack Jungkook's dignity. They fear that such manipulation, if left unchecked, will become normal, accepted, tolerated. More than ever, fans feel that this is the moment for HYBE to draw a line. If HYBE chooses this scandal as the first major case under Protect HYBEcorp.com, it will not just be a lawsuit. It will be a statement to the world that idols are not toys for AI experimentation, not faces to be digitally molded for chaos, not characters in fan-made scandals. This would send a message that could shape the global conversation about AI ethics. The silence grows louder. The anticipation grows heavier. People wonder when HYBE will finally break the silence and confirm what many already suspect. When they do, will they name the individual behind the AI photo? Will they target multiple accounts? Will they pursue international legal action? Will this become the first major AI defamation lawsuit the K-pop world has ever seen? As hours pass without a statement, speculation becomes its own kind of story. A story filled with tension, fear, anger, hope, and unanswered questions. A story that reflects how rapidly technology is changing the entertainment industry. A story that may soon become a landmark moment in digital history. And as the world waits in this thick, vibrating silence, one question refuses to go away. When HYBE finally makes its move, who will face the consequences first? The silence surrounding HYBE's next move has become so intense that it feels almost physical, like a pressure building in the atmosphere before a storm finally breaks open. Every hour that passes without an official statement makes the situation feel more deliberate. Fans can't help wondering what, exactly, HYBE is doing behind closed doors. Are they gathering evidence quietly? Are they coordinating with legal teams across multiple countries? Are they tracking the digital fingerprints behind the AI-generated Jungkook image? Or are they simply waiting for the perfect moment to strike with maximum impact? The longer HYBE waits, the more convinced fans become that something significant is coming. That belief grows stronger each time someone recalls how HYBE handled previous controversies. They never moved impulsively. They moved precisely. They moved quietly. And then they moved with the force of a company that refuses to tolerate disrespect toward their artists. Could this be one of those moments, only amplified by the new power of Protect HYBEcorp.com? Some fans speculate that HYBE may already know who created the AI photo. That assumption comes from watching how quickly certain accounts were treated once the scandal gained traction. Several profiles that had posted the image suddenly locked their accounts. Others began deleting their online history entirely, wiping posts, removing usernames, erasing traces of the photo. To ordinary users, this might look like panic. But to fans who have observed years of HYBE's legal strategies, it looks like guilt. Why would someone disappear unless they knew a digital footprint could be traced? Why would someone rush to erase evidence if they believed that a corporation with HYBE's resources might be watching? These patterns fuel the narrative that HYBE may already be in contact with social media platforms behind the scenes, requesting data logs, timestamps, IP addresses, or account histories. They have done similar things before, when pursuing malicious commenters and stalkers. They worked with law enforcement. They worked with cybercrime divisions. They traced individuals who believed they were untraceable. If they did all of that in the past for simple malicious comments, what would they do now that the situation involves AI manipulation, reputational harm, and a more sophisticated form of digital harassment? The industry is beginning to pay attention. Entertainment companies, media outlets, and even technology firms are watching the tension unfold with unusual interest. Everyone wants to know whether this case will become the first major intersection between K-pop law enforcement and AI misuse. If HYBE takes action, the ripple effect could be massive. Other companies might follow. Policymakers might take note. Platforms might be forced to update their guidelines. The world might finally begin discussing the legal and ethical boundaries of using AI to create false narratives about real people. While the world waits, fans have turned into investigators themselves. They compare time zones, analyze account activity, search for early versions of the photo, and track repost patterns. Some fans claim they found the original uploader. Others believe there were multiple creators. working separately but contributing to the same wave of misinformation. Still others think the image was created by someone who wanted to test just how far an AI-generated scandal could reach. Regardless of the truth, all roads lead back to the same unsettling realization. Someone deliberately manufactured a lie about Jungkook and watched it spread like wildfire. The emotional burden of that realization weighs heavily on ARMY. Jungkook's relationship with his fans has always been intimate, sincere, and built on trust. Seeing his face manipulated into false narratives feels like a violation that goes beyond rumor. It feels like an invasion of privacy, an attack on his humanity. AI tools might view Jungkook's face as data, but fans view it as the face of someone they care deeply about. The contrast between those perspectives only makes the scandal feel more personal, more painful, and more urgent. This is why fans are demanding accountability with a level of intensity rarely seen before. They no longer want simple statements saying rumors are untrue. They want legal action. They want consequences. They want HYBE to make an example out of this case so that artificial scandals are no longer treated as harmless mistakes. They want to send a message to the internet that AI is not a toy when it is used to deceive millions.